Hey guys, this is Jane McGinnis here, and today I'll be doing a part 2 to my jersey collection video. So if you have not seen part 1, make sure to check that out before watching this. This video will be covering all of the new jerseys that I've gotten since the creation of that first video. I must admit that some of the jerseys I showed off in that first video are no longer really in use, and I've retired for different reasons, from outgrowing them or just not wearing them that much, and even selling a couple of them. But for the most part, my initial jersey collection is intact. But today I will be just showing off the new jerseys that I have received. And so, like the last video, I'll be going from the greatest amount to the least amount. So the most new jerseys I have starts with baseball, which I have 7 of. And then basketball, which I have 5 new jerseys. Then football with 2. And then a new category in hockey, which I have bought my first hockey jersey since the first video. And if you stay to the end, I also have one more special edition jersey, if that's what you want to call it, to show off at the end. So obviously my baseball jersey collection has grown quite a bit, and I have branched out a lot. Trust me, I am still a diehard Royals fan, but there are a lot of cool teams with cool colors. But a lot of these jerseys I bought because they kind of have a story to them. So I'll just start from the top left and make my way down. So first, I'm just gonna kind of grab them and show them here on the hanger. Is the Tampa Bay Rays jersey. It is numbered. Brett Phillips. If you don't know, he is a Tampa Bay Rays World Series legend. Just look him up for the 2020 World Series and you'll know what I mean. But I really love the Rays colors. I like the patch at the side. And Brett Phillips seems like a really genuine guy if you do end up looking him up. So that's kind of the reason I bought this one. I don't remember where I bought it, but I don't know if it's a legit one. It looks pretty legit. So, I mean, I've never had issues. It's a good material, good fabric, and it's held together really well. I believe this is the oldest one out of all of these ones that I've bought. But very good jersey, and Brett Phillips is a cool guy. Next is a Philadelphia Phillies jersey. I don't remember when I bought this one. I think I probably bought it back when the Phillies started getting good again. It is a Bryce Harper. I just love the color, powder blue, and so that's why I got this. I got this one off eBay for pretty cheap, and I just love their colors. And I actually had the opportunity to visit Philadelphia and New York, which is part of the reason I ended up getting this Mets jersey, as you'll hear later on. But I think it's a pretty simple design, looks very cool, it's one of my favorites, and Bryce Harper's a pretty darn good player. And then this one, I believe, is the newest in my collection. I got this one just last year when I went to a Royals game. It is not numbered on the front, but this is their new baby blue jerseys that they had with a full uniform. It is Jack Caglione, their rookie that they called up last year. Hopefully he can do good next year. He kind of struggled coming up, but I believe in him, and I really love the colors of that one. I just got that one at the team store, so that one's definitely the most pricey out of all these. Next is the Milwaukee Brewers. I couldn't decide. I don't know. I knew I wanted a Milwaukee Brewers jersey. I really love their colors. It's a Christian Yelich. I was going back and forth. I initially was thinking about getting the City Connect ones, the Brew Crew, but that would make three powder blue jerseys in the collection, and so I ended up getting this one off of eBay for pretty cheap, but it's definitely legit, and I really like the dark blue. I don't know if it comes on the camera very well, but yeah, it's a dark blue with the yellow. I went to Milwaukee as a kid and then again a few years ago, so I just really like the city and the teams there. Kind of biased towards the Bucks and the Brewers, even though the Royals are my favorite team, and I would say OKC Thunder are my favorite team. I still really like both of those teams and both of their colors. So that's kind of the reason why I got this. And I didn't really have a preference on player, but Christian Yelich, most people would say, is their best player. And I found this one on eBay for a really good price, and I think it looks pretty darn sweet. And then this one is obviously not a real team. I got this one at the mall. It's Avengers. This is like the only Marvel apparel that I own. Steve Rogers is what's supposed to be on the back, and it has a little patch here at the side, which I thought was cool. It's the Avengers logo. But the material on this one is definitely just a heavy con material, so it gives the feeling of like a classic old jersey, like almost like the Yankees or something. I wouldn't say it reminds me of the Yankees though, because if it did fully, I don't know if I'd buy it because I hate the Yankees. Anyways, next is this Indians jersey. And I know what you're thinking, I'm a Royals fan, how could I ever buy Indians? But this is a Francisco Lindor 2017 postseason jersey, which is the year that there's that famous call of him hitting a grand slam against the Yankees. And I don't know, I just don't like... Get out of here. Get. Other room, kitty. Sorry about that. I just don't like the Guardians' new logo very much, so I kind of want something a little bit more classic. So I got the good old Indians. It doesn't have the Chief Wahoo patch on it. Unfortunately, that's kind of something I was looking for, but again, I got this one, I believe, on eBay, and it was a really good deal. And plus, you can't go wrong with Francisco Lindor. It is pretty sweet. But that's really all I have to say on that one. I don't know really why I bought it. It was kind of impulsive, but it's whatever. And then the last one out of my new jerseys is, or that I'm showing you, I don't think it was the last one bought, is Mets. I just got a blank one. Because I didn't really know who to get at the time. There was option of Francisco Lindor and then also Pete Alonso, obviously. When I bought it at the time, those were kind of the two big ones. I just like their dark colors. I like this dark jersey and the orange with the blue. It doesn't show up very well on the camera, but it is very sweet. This one also has a patch. I took a school trip. This was in college. I took one to like a history tour to Philadelphia and New York. And I already had a Philadelphia jersey. And I knew I had to get a New York one while I was in New York. And so I stopped by a shop and got this one because there's no way I'm going to be seeing getting a Yankees jersey. But this one is one of their Nike. It's one of the nicer ones. So it has like a nice breathable technology. It is one of their, like, the cheaper nice ones, so, like, the logo is below. That's another reason why I didn't really get a named one, but overall, pretty good. I would say out of my new ones, tough to choose, but I would say the Jack Caglione or the Milwaukee Brewers Christian Yelich are my favorite. But these are some pretty sweet ones to add to the collection. I definitely have branched out more, and I might get some others in the future, but I haven't really bought too many now that baseball season is over. Alright, so here are all of the new basketball jerseys. The counter at the beginning of the video had 5, but I forgot I had worn one and had washed it. You'll hear the story about it later. So there's actually 6 new basketball jerseys that I have gotten since the first video. So again, I'll start here in the top left. This is a Golden State Warriors Andrew Wiggins jersey. If you know anything about me, I'm a big time KU fan, and Wiggins went to KU. Obviously, he is no longer with the Warriors, but I like the Warriors colors decently, and I found this one on a good deal, so I went ahead and bought it since he's definitely one of my favorite NBA players. He was definitely a big piece in their championship run in 2022. I bought this one I think it was the year after they won, so 2023. But overall, solid jersey, and most of the ones that you find on NBA Shop are pretty cheap, and that's where I got this one. I think I got on a deal too, so I mean this was probably in the $40 range, nothing too crazy for a jersey at least. And then next, I have a new KU basketball jersey. This one, no name on the back, but it does say pay heed. I really like these classic looking jerseys. They are just super sweet, and with the pay heed, it kind of just pays homage to Allen Fieldhouse and the Fog, and it just feels classic and like it has some history, and I just love the lettering on this one. That's why I got it. Unfortunately, at the time, the number 1 that was wearing this was Hunter Dickinson, which is a player I'd kind of like to forget, but still a pretty sweet jersey. And then next, I got this Indiana State jersey. I got this on sale at a local shop, and it's like some of that mesh material, so it's definitely got the classic feel. And if you know anything about Indiana State, number 33, of course, it is Larry Bird. These are just a classic jersey, and it is pretty sweet. Larry Bird, classic look. I don't know. I found this one on, they were actually closing up shop, so it was a relatively cheap purchase. I mean, it was maybe $20, so I got a steal for that one, and it will look good for years to come. And then this one is without a doubt my favorite new jersey. This is one I got at the Thunder team shop when I went to a game, so it is definitely their nice material. It has a patch here at the top for Loves, which you love to see the Midwest teams getting sponsored by gas station. My Royals also have Quick Trip as their sponsor. But number 21 is Aaron Wiggins, who saved basketball, if you didn't know. It's a long-running meme. Anyways, you'll notice that there's an NBA Finals patch from last year's Finals. I actually bought this one without a patch, and I went ahead and bought the patch after they won, and I had some friends of family take care of this, getting it attached on, so it is now a custom jersey. So this is without a doubt my favorite. It has nice material, got that sweet Finals patch, and who else than the savior of basketball, Aaron Wiggins. Alrighty. Next is a classic one. This is USA Basketball number 9, which, if you don't know, Michael Jordan. This is the second MJ jersey I have other than his Bulls one. I just like the look. Again, it doesn't show up very well, but this is actually a navy blue. I got this one relatively cheap, I believe, at the State Fair. I don't think it's fully authentic because parts of this are kind of coming off. It's supposed to be like one of those hardwood classic kind of jerseys, but I got this knockoff at the State Fair, so I guess I'll pay the price for what I got. And then finally is a Brooklyn Nets Ben Simmons jersey. Yeah. Not much to say about that. Ben Simmons, if you know anything, has kind of been a big disappointment for a long time. But I got this one on NBA Shop for literally $20, and I couldn't pass it up just because of the memes. Uh, Obviously, he is no longer on the Brooklyn Nets, but overall, still a kind of sweet jersey. This is like their City Connect or their City Edition uniform. Sorry, City Connect is baseball. They have like a weird art style thing going on at the sides. Overall, I mean, I think it looks cool, just color wise and like the art design. But Ben Simmons did not really do anything in Brooklyn for the Nets. But still, I think it is a sweet jersey, and so I kind of keep it around for that. Yeah. So I have only gotten around to getting two more football jerseys. I just find it hard to get anything other than Chiefs. Whenever it comes to football, it's really hard for me to even try cheering for anyone. I did get this Buccaneers one. This is also a State Fair purchase, but I think this one is definitely more legit, or at least it looks that way. It is not falling apart in any way. I have always liked the Buccaneers colors in their logo, so I got that one. Number 13 is Mike Evans, who is a pretty sweet receiver. I got this one discounted because it was like the last day of the State Fair, so they're just trying to make sales. So I'm definitely not mad at this one. And if you can look closely, it has like the orange on it. It is a sweet jersey. I do like their colors, but that's kind of the reason I got it, is just because their logo and colors. And Mike Evans is pretty good receiver, I'd say. And then here I got a Notre Dame jersey. I got this one off eBay. It was just like a practice kind of jersey. And I got this one for like $20, and it was supposedly helped with giving money to a charity. So it is pretty sweet, honestly. Nothing too fancy. Doesn't have a name or anything, but I like Notre Dame's colors. I have some family that cheers for them. I'm obviously a KU fan, but I can always get on board with their colors. The navy looks super sweet with the gold. But nothing too interesting here. I kind of just stick with my Chiefs, and I have a KU jersey, but that's really about it for this. All right, and here is the newest edition of hockey jersey. I really like the Seattle Kraken's colors and their logo, so that's what I went with. There's a whole bunch of other teams. I was thinking about getting a Boston Bruins, like a Happy Gilmore kind of one, which I still might get in the future, but this is the one I got first. I got this one off eBay, I believe, off like an actual bid. This is like the only time I actually bid on something, but it's legit. Seattle Kraken. I honestly don't watch hockey all that much, but this is a 24 anchor here. The back says Griffey, so obviously it's in reference for Seattle Ken Griffey Jr., who played for the Mariners. But it is pretty sweet. It's authentic. I was surprised by the sleeves are super loose, like how they actually are for the hockey players, but like with the climate cool, it is not like super warm like you might expect. Like I was thinking that it might fit like a jacket or something, but it really just feels like a kind of t-shirt, which is definitely very interesting. But I might get another hockey jersey in the future, but they are crazy expensive. That's kind of why I don't, because I don't follow it like religiously or anything. I kind of just look at the teams. I don't really have a favorite team either. I do think that NHL probably has the best logos out of any sport. They have some pretty sweet ones. So I might get one in the future, but this is kind of my starter one for now. I think their colors are sweet, and I know they're like an expansion team, so it's not like they have a ton of history tied to them, but that's about it for this. Here is the grand finale. If you happen to watch my first edition, this was the KU basketball jersey that I had. Unfortunately, it went out of commission. I can't really say unfortunately because I actually got it signed. Let me try getting closer here. It is Ochai Agbaji, which, if you don't know, he was the 2022 most outstanding player when the Jayhawks won the national championship in basketball. So this was a pretty sweet opportunity to get his signature on my KU jersey, and I have it framed and got this book attached to it. So it's a whole little display here, but that's pretty sweet. On the book, yeah, this is him. But anyways, yeah, I had to get my new KU jersey because I can no longer wear my old one. But obviously it's for a good reason. So this is kind of the centerpiece of my collection now, and I have it hanging up. So that is pretty darn sweet. Make sure to comment on which one of these jerseys is your favorite. I obviously showed my preferences throughout the video, but I appreciate you guys for watching. And until next time, bye-bye.